Hello humans, it's just Martine and welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. This is the first full week of Realmathon, which is a month-long readathon hosted by Cassidy over at Covers with Cassidy, I'm pretty sure it is, and co-hosted by a bunch of people. I'm on Team Ilma, which is the sci-fi and nonfiction group, and I have some serious reading plans this week. But also, if you caught my last reading vlog, you know I'm kind of in a weird slump. So we'll honestly just have to see how this week goes. I am making some progress in a physical read. That is my team genre. I'm reading Starship Alchemon by Christopher Hines, and I'm on page 66 of like 350. So that's some progress made, and hopefully I'll be finishing this up this week. I also have a buddy read this week of The Retreat by Sarah Pierce, which I'm reading with Kayla from Kayla Ray Reads, Ruby from Ruby Read, and Bailey from Is Bailey Reading. So I should also get that done this week. And other than that, we'll have to see what happens. I'm going to head to start work for the day, and I'll catch up with you later. Well, friends, I stopped working about 6 hours ago because I haven't been feeling the best lately. And I was like, I'm gonna go home and read so much. And I haven't read a single page since then. And now it's like 7 p.m. So not much reading is going to get done. I'm not going to say it might offend so-and-so because it's reading for fun. I don't need to defend myself. But I would like to get just a couple pages of this read before I go to sleep tonight. So I think I'm going to change into my pajamas and read some of this. Yes, that's right. I carried this all around with me today and haven't read a single page of it. But we're going to fix that right now, and it's going to be a fun, funky, and fresh time. So, can't wait. Wow, happy Thursday. I'm here because I finished this book, which I don't even know how to pronounce. I'm giving this 3 stars. I did find it interesting. It just wasn't like my favorite science fiction book or anything. It was pretty standard to me. It's about this crew and they're going on this mission. They go to another planet where they find an extraterrestrial life form and they take it with them, which you can probably guess is a mistake. And it is indeed a mistake. And we live with that mistake for the rest of the book. So there's also like psionic powers in this. So it's got some fantasy elements in it, which is not how I maybe prefer my sci-fi. And I do feel like I couldn't really tell all of the characters apart, but that was probably at least partially a me problem. So I did have a good time reading this, enjoyed my time reading it, ready to move on to another. But this is the first Realmathon book that I can actually talk to you about, which is great. I used this for 4 prompts, so I got a bonus because it was more than 200 pages, because it's 350 pages, and I also got the bonus for it being my realm's genre, because it's science fiction, and I'm in Ilma, which is nonfiction and science fiction, so there we go. And then I used it for 4 prompts. And I have to tell you, I think these 4 prompts are for some reason going to be the 4 prompts I use the most in the entire readathon, because for the 3 books I've submitted so far, I've used 3 of these prompts on every single one of them. So, and the other one I've used 1 other time, so a total of 2 times out of 3. So, first I used it for Distract the Other Realms, multiple POV, plus 2 points. This is technically told from a third-person perspective, but we bounce around following different characters, and I feel like that counts, especially because it was like an omniscient narrator. Like, we could hear what they were thinking whenever we were with them, but there were separate times where it was like with Leah Marsa, with somebody else. And then I had First Contact, new to you author, plus 5. I often read new to me authors, and let's keep adding the plus 5 points, you know? Let's keep racking it up. And then I did send a message to an ally, spell your name on the book cover. And I've done this with every single book so far. This is my 3rd book that I've submitted. And I feel like that's crazy. So for this one, are we ready? M-A-R-T-I-N-E. Martine. Spelled it out. That's plus 6 points that I keep getting on all my books. And then build an energy source, a source of light on the cover, also plus 6 points. We've got lots of light on the cover, including stars and the blasters from this ship, or the engines, I guess. So yes, it counts. Hooray. And I'm not gonna do the math to tell you how many in total that was, but you know, glad I finally got to talk to you about a book, because I have been reading this week, but nothing I could talk to you about for this vlog, so I just haven't talked to you for this vlog, and I miss you. Hi. Do you like my shirt? I think it's cool. But yeah, that's the update. Hello, happy Friday. Last night, I finished a buddy read that I was doing, and that was The Retreat by Sarah Pierce. We, as a group, read The Sanatorium a couple months ago, and this is the second book in that series, and I'm giving this one 3.5 stars, which I'm pretty sure is like exactly what I gave the first one. Basically, the whole trope with this series seems to be detective solves crime at isolated vacation setting. That's it. And they're pretty fun, but like, I don't feel like they're groundbreaking. I do love how short the chapters always are though, so there's that. And I did use this as my first attack for Realmathon. It got me a bonus for being 400 pages. I used it for 5 prompts. Bind the Rift, read a book with the dark cover, -1 point. Use outdated technology 2022 release, -2. Deflect an enemy rift, a book you didn't buy. I borrowed it from the library, -4 points. Cease to exist, an isolated setting, -4 points. And then convince people to switch sides, dysfunctional family. There were multiple dysfunctional families in this, -5. Yeah, in this one, we're following Detective Sergeant Ellen, is it Warren or Warner? I forget now. And this group of vacationers at this retreat on this island that has like a bad history. There were a series of murders there in the past, but the retreat is brand new, so like the island is hoping for a fresh life, as it were, but then no deal because one of the guests gets killed. That's the book. And today, although it's Good Friday, I do have some work to do, so I'm going to meet up with a friend for breakfast and then get some work done and then hopefully take it easy for the weekend. So let's do it. I know some people in one of my Discord servers are doing a 48-hour readathon today and tomorrow because they have today off. So I'm going to read with them as much as I can, but I still have stuff to do. So there's that. Happy Saturday. Yesterday, I had 2 books to talk to you about, but I did not talk to you about them, so it's time to talk to you about them now. One I actually finished on Thursday evening and then totally blanked on and forgot to tell you about, and that was Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty. I know it's a pretty popular book, so all I'll say is like at a parent trivia night for a school, somebody gets murdered, and so we're finding out why, following a bunch of basically moms. And I gave that 4 stars. I actually had a really good time with it. And I did use it, I think, to defend. Yep, I used it to defend for Research the Rifts, an ebook, Distract the Other Realms, a book with multiple perspectives, and then Send a Message to an Ally, spell your name on the book cover. I did this entirely with the author's name, so cool there. And then I finished reading Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. I thought I had like 30-40 minutes left of this, and then yesterday I sat down to read it and I finished it in 12 minutes. There was back matter in the book that I hadn't known about, so I could have finished it the night before, but I didn't know. So I finished it yesterday, and that one I gave 3 stars. It was my first time reading Rachel Hawkins, and it was just like, you know, a casual read that I would read before falling asleep. It started as an audiobook I listened to while falling asleep, but then I got an audiobook I wanted to listen to more, so I switched to the ebook. And that one is about, you know, a girl whose boyfriend is hired by these 2 girls to sail them to this really remote island, and then bad things happen. And I also used that to defend. I used it for Research the Rifts, an ebook, Distract the Other Realms, multiple perspectives, First Contact, a new to you author, and then Meditate, a title with emotion, because I felt like Reckless was emotion, so I went with it. And then last night, Ashley from Ashley Reads or Of Fiction and Fantasy, depending on what platform you're on, gave me an in-depth Myers-Briggs personality analysis, and I'm an ESTJ, which is interesting because for most of my life I thought I was an ISTJ, and it turns out, as Ashley explained it, that like the E is not extroverted as in like I love hanging out with people. It's about the way that I think. So that was very interesting, and we basically learned that Bailey and I are very similar in lots of ways, which I think we already knew. And then Lizzie from Lizzie's Literary Life did a My Little Pony analysis, and said that I was Twilight Sparkle and that nobody could convince her otherwise. So now you're in the loop. And today we're doing more spinner sprints, so I'm jumping between a bunch of books, but I'll let you know if I finish anything. Good morning. Happy Sunday, Easter Sunday. I enjoyed a nice sunrise this morning, and then I went on a walk with a friend and hung out a bit. And also, while I was doing my laundry and such, I finished listening to the audiobook for Biased by Jennifer Eberhardt, who I recently heard speak at a conference. I was supposed to read this book before the conference. We were going to talk about it in a brown bag like a couple months ago, but then everybody was like, no, I'm not ready. So we all put it off. Anyway, I finished that today and I'm giving that 4.5 stars. I've read books about similar topics that I thought put it together just slightly better, but this one was still incredible. This is about Jennifer Eberhardt's work on bias, particularly in regards to race. She's done so much incredible work and she had so many great stories to share, and I really appreciated her insights. But that's one read, and I'm going to submit it for Realmathon, but I don't know what prompts for yet because I haven't done it. Just know that it got me some type of points, including for it being the genre of my realm because it was nonfiction. Hooray! Now I'm gonna work on editing video. And at some point today, I'm going to finish season 2 of Doogie Kame Aloha MD because yesterday I found out that season 2 had come out a little while ago and nobody told me. So I watched half of it last night, very short season, 30-minute episodes, 10 episodes. Watched 5 of those episodes. I'm gonna finish it today. I love that show. It's just a feel-good show, you know? And I haven't watched any Riverdale today. So we'll see if that changes. Who knows? Let's get to it. The second half of season 2 of Doogie Kame Aloha MD was upsetting to me. It was really good, but it was also upsetting. So since watching that, I've just been trying to not be sad anymore, which is compounded by the Sunday scaries. So it's interesting over here, but it's 6 p.m. I think I'm going to start winding down soon and reading. And so I'm going to call it a night and end this vlog here. If you'd like to go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below. What TV show did you watch most recently? And subscribe for more reading, writing, and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!